We were interested in exploring maybe more affirmative philosophies. That's not just the end of something. Sure, it's the end of how we remember it or know it in the industrial era, but we were interested in exploring other affirmative speculative futures, not just a dystopic ending to things. My name's Rhoda.
Yeah, and I'm Mikkel, and yeah, we're Studio ThinkingHand.
Yeah, we're an artist duo that started about 4 years ago.
In our practice, we've been facilitating processes, as we call it, or co-creating with other than human species. So we don't paint, but we facilitate processes where, for instance, the continuous waves hitting a metal plate is eroding the metal plate and creating a registration out of that then becomes sort of a bodily image of that situation, that registration. Or with mushrooms and meeting an industrial material such as epoxy resin, seeing that fragile element as the mushroom meeting a very synthetic industrial material and seeing what unfolds there. And to some extent, those processes are becoming much better paintings in a way that we could ever create. Nature is a much better painter than we can ever be.
Det lidt mere... Wow. Ja.
The soft robots are inspired by the research in soft robotics from MIT and other universities. It's a field within robotic studies where instead of starting from the function and then creating what is called a rigid robot to execute that function, then the field of studies of soft robotics start within the material, saying what can the material actually do?
I think this work, intertidal synthesis, is exploring these philosophies on multiple levels. One is the materiality of the silicone itself. So can we consider soft robotics and silicone life with its own agency, its own intelligence and quality, and it changes over time?
Yeah.
And on another level, how can those silicone robots or soft robotics relate? How do they relate to other environments and other species? We're at Faxe Kalkbrud now to film some more robots in relation to this environment as a continuation from having the robots in the mudflats of Korea and in the mudflats of Western Jutland. And this place is quite interesting because it is natural, but it's also industrial. We're very agreeing of rewilding and going to these sort of more pure nature forms, but we're also maybe more interested in seeing where can industry evolve into a more affirmative future. Can I be here? So like, oh, it's quite deep. They're gonna float. So it's maybe actually, I think we're trying to sort of get to know this environment because we haven't been here before. So it seems like there's some areas that are more play-ish and some that's more hard elements, and trying to think a little bit about the materiality of the robots and does it like it here? I don't know. I don't know if they like being here, but we'll see.
We'll see.
The first time we exhibited it in Korea, it was quite interesting. There was a girl who saw the robots or the video work, and she was like, "Are they still out there? Did you find them out there?" And we're like, And so it's kind of interesting. I think there are definitely some people that, like, nature is so wonderful and has evolved so much that maybe they could exist. Maybe mine should have a bit of water on it, actually. Oh, you're kind of rolling on me. Can you see its legs?
Yeah.
Oh, it kind of popped a bit. Maybe we can also bring some of the other robots.
I remember when I was younger, the whole crux of going to Mars was to look for water, because then you could prove that there was life on Mars. But you were basically looking for water, and then reading up a bit about it, then you just need oxygen and hydrogen. It's not actually water you're looking for. But isn't Mars itself life if you broaden the understanding of planetary forces and gravitational pulls, all these things, and I think it's very much about how we define life. And sometimes I think at least that some of these definitions of life can be a bit regressive, because it puts our kind of life in the center. It puts our notion of nature in the center of what nature is.
I think for us it's an exploration to try to understand and accept life as being all things, including things that in its own right, so including, rocks and synthetic materials. So I don't think it's not so much that we think life is one thing, but our practice is to continue to explore and understand. Over the course of working with these soft robots, we definitely have a respect for the fact that these soft robots are alive. At first, it was something that we thought that we were designing them, so we were in control of them, we're coding it, so we decide how it might move. But I feel like we're always on the back end. We're always trying to catch up with it because it changes all the time. So we almost always have to recode it, or we can't keep up. They need so much attention. They're really needy.